hunters predators. And this one, so us so C represents people.
Revelation chapter 17, verse 15, and he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the horse sitteth,
and the horse not on great earth,
are peoples, multitudes, and nations and tongues.
Right, so the C represents the people that Esau has dominion over.
This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns.
Now the 7 heads represents the ancient Greeks, the Romans, the Spanish, Britain, the Germanian Minor, Germanian Major. These are the 7 heads, which are now okay. Oh, it's like it. The Greeks, the Romans, the French, the Spanish, the Britain, Germanian Minor, Germanian Major, which are now represents the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. The North Atlantic Treaty Organization was created in 1959 by America, Canada, and Western European nations. It was created to provide security against the USSR, which was Russia and Eastern European nations.
It says, having 7 heads and 10 horns.
Now the 10 horns were the Alemannians, the Anglo-Saxons, the Franks, the Rubies, the Burgundians, the Lombards, the Suevies, the Ostrogoths, the Vandals, the Visigoths.
I see why you I don't even remember that. Okay, well, okay, good. Thank you, stick brother. We'll have a smoke with you, man. So now we're talking about the ancient 10 horns. What is it talking about now?
European Unions. So now 28 nations. They are vassal states. Etymology for the word vassal means one who stands under subordinate, which means lower ranking. So EU are lower ranking nations under NATO.
So what are the 3 classifications of like rulership in the world? You're either one of these things. That applies to us, that applies to everybody. You're either one of these 3 things. You said vassals. There was 2. You said vassals. That's the middle one. Vassals is the middle one. What's the one over the vassals and what's the one under the vassals? You don't know? You don't know? You don't have to know. One under the vassals. There you go. Y'all got that? Sure. What's the ones over the vassals? Come on now. That's right. But I want a different word.
Royals?
That's a good one too.
Monarch?
That's another one. That's another one. Come on now. Overlord.
Damn.
Overlord. When you go back to the ancient world, they had overlords. They had vassals, which is the middle class. And then they had the serfs, which are the lowest of the people. The classes. Feudal society. We're living in a feudal society. What does the word feudal mean? What does the word feudal mean? Feudal. Feudal. Where's the hands at? Feudal. Like feudal? No, feudal.
Like feudalism?
Feudal. What is feudalism? What does the word feudal mean? It means fees.
Feet, yeah.
What's another word for fee? Taxes. Feudal samurai. There was a system of lords. Every system is the same thing, although they change the names of all the democracies. It all goes back to the same 3. Overlords, vassals, and serfs. Matter of fact, do me a favor. Look up the word vassal. So I'm taking away your glory, son. Now I'm going to give it back to you. Get down. Give him a hand. So boy, he gets down.
That was my
need a paper.
We got to outdo these IUIC guys.
Nope.
You want the Merriam-Webster?
Whatever you want. Whatever you want.
It says the word for vassal is a person under the protection of the feudal lord to whom he has vowed homage and fealty. A feudal tenant, one in subservient or subordinate position.
Now, beautiful. So how is it applied today? When you join the you got to take an oath, right?
Yep.
Who are you taking the oath to? You're really taking the oath to the overlord. Is there anything else?
No, that was just on that.
Okay, now look up the word serfs.
It's a slave, right?
Yeah, but look it up. Look it up.
I got the etymology.
Go ahead. Bring it on out.
Vassals, it says a surname meaning tenant who pledges fealty to a lord. It says subordinate, servant, manservant, domestic, retainer, servant.
Pretty much the same thing. Who got served?
I got served.
Okay, what's
It
up?
says an agricultural laborer bound under the feudal system to work on their lord's estate.
There you go. Now what about overlords? Look up overlords.
I got some on feudalism.
Go ahead.
It says the dominant social system in medieval Europe in which the nobility held lands from the crown in exchange for military service, and vassals were in turn tenants of the nobles, while peasants, and it says in quotes, serfs, were obligated to live on their lord's land and give them homage.
And the same thing is happening now. They just changed the names. What did Biden say? He campaigned for president. He said, "I'm not going to raise taxes on anybody except if you're making $400,000 a year." So everybody said, "That's good," and he did. He kept that promise. But did he raise taxes on everybody? Yeah. Did he raise taxes on everybody? Yeah. How did he raise taxes on everybody? Come on now.
By
Man. That's a hidden tax.
Yeah.
So people, if they would have said, if Biden would have said, we're just going to raise tax, but you said we're not going to raise taxes. I make less than 400. So what they did was they did inflation, which is a backdoor way of taxing their asses, because even economists don't understand inflation and hyper. They don't understand it. I'm talking about professors. I can guarantee you, I talk to these professors of economics, they really don't understand it, because all they do is regurgitate. That's my favorite word now, regurgitate, right? That's all these professors do. When you look up the word inflation, look up the word inflation, and Google it. And then look up the word hyperinflation.
I got overload for you real quick.
Forget about overload. Go ahead.
The definition of the word inflation, it means is the rate of increase in prices over a given period of time. Inflation is typically a broad measure such as the overall increase in prices or the increase in the cost of living in a country.
They don't take the what? So they gave you a bullshit answer. Now look up hyperinflation. And while he's looking it up, what does inflation mean? Give it to me in street vernacular.
Paying the value of the currency.
Go into it more. Explain it.
So when the value of the currency appreciates, everything else becomes expensive to buy.
So how does the value of everything depreciate? How's the money? Why is it that we got to pay more money?
Because they expand the money supply in the economy. They keep printing money, so the more money they keep printing.
Y'all got that? So why didn't the Google say that? Because they set up to keep you stupid.
Because you got to read Modern Money Mechanics. It'll break it down.
If you type in inflation, they give you this crazy definition. But if you type in inflation old definition, it's like in front of this.
So go and look it up. Look it up.
I got something real quick.
Hold up, go ahead.
When you type in inflation old definition, it says old economists define inflation as an artificial increase of the money supply within the economy.
Well, that's inflation. But guess what? They give it to stupid people. Oh, that's what it means. So that has nothing to do. He didn't raise taxes. Yes, he did raise taxes in a roundabout way. So what's the meaning of the word hyperinflation? Look up hyperinflation.
It says monetary inflation occurring at a very high rate.
They really don't explain it. We understand. That means they're pumping out more dollars.
Yeah.
So the prices actually go up. No, the value of money goes down. All right?
Then I went into details. I said, what is the exact definition of hyperinflation? It says hyperinflation is generally defined as price increases of 50% or more per month, but in the worst known cases, the fixed prices have doubled in days or hours. Hyperinflation happens ultimately when there is more confidence in the government and its institutions, usually in the aftermath of political or economic upheaval.
This whole system that they have with the hyperinflation and creating money out of thin air goes back to the ancient Babylonian money magic system. The whole foundation, the whole beliefs, everything Esau has goes back to ancient civilizations, mainly Babylonian civilization. Now, they adapt their currency status, whereas they create money out of thin air. That's what the Babylonians was doing. They were stealing from the people and creating money out of thin air. And it was called the ancient, it was called the Babylonian money magic system. It was money created out of thin air. That's what's called money magic. It was created out of thin air. It was not backed by anything. And that's what the American government is doing to this day with the dollar. You know?
And people don't understand it. The only ones that understand it is us. They don't understand it. Go ahead, man. And we're going to go back to Revelation.
No, they're going to say
God, they can really say the price.
You think of the word inflation, you think of the inflammation, often though an increase or a swelling of something. So,
You know, somebody has they have a vault and they got $1 million in it, right? In an inflationary period, you still got the $1 million. You can count $1 million, whatever, but then your buying power is half of that. But people don't know it. So the government is something. Oh, what does the word government mean?
Control. Control mind. Mind control.
Right. Government means to control. The captain of the ship is also the government. He controls the ship, right? Men means what? Mind. So what does it mean? Government means mind control. Look it up. Look it up, somebody. Google it. Government meaning. And see if they tell the truth. And if I put in a suit and tie and went to university, you think I'm an economist, man.
You got to have the shoulder pad.
I got the shoulder pads, of course. Gotta have the shoulder pads.
You seen the blazers with the shoulder?
Yeah.
Politics, government.
But I want the word government. I want the meaning of government. Go ahead.
It's from Google, government, and they have selection of state politics. It says the government body of a nation, state, or community. The system by which a nation, state, or community is governed.
Go ahead.
It says right here, it says a system of social control under which the right to make laws and the right to enforce them is vested in a particular group in society.
That's a good one, but they're using a lot of big words.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Etymology of the word government means to steer.
Right, which is control. But what does it mean by me?
They don't separate them.
They got to say government means to steer, meant means mind. Control the mind control. Government means mind control.
It's from medium.com. Government means to control the mind. It says the word government actually means mind control. It is etymologically originated in the ancient Latin language. Its principles with two words. Governare means to control, and mens or mentis meaning mind. So government means to control the mind.
Mind control. I'm your government. I'm the president. This is the government. The government, looking out for you. No, the government is looking to control your mind.
Yeah, control your mind.
Control your mind.
Esau wanted big government.
That's why you got to go on the root words. I always speak about root words, right?
Yeah.
I always go into the root words. See, made them say, well, you guys are making the doctrine out of the Hebrew and the Greek. Well, stupid asses, you're supposed to make the Hebrew and the Greek part of the doctrine. When when you go to the commentary in the Bible, those Edomite Christian scholars, when you read it, they tell you this from the Hebrew word meaning this, that's from the Greek word meaning that. When they speak about a place in the Bible, they show you the place on the map. We ain't fucking Christians, man. We ain't Baptists. You know? You be mad, bro. We clean it out and then continue to break down.
I got a line that says late 14.
See, what we're going into, Nate, that you're doing your class, you're trying to be Mr., Professor of the Year, we over you, brother. We know more than you. If you can't get the mark of the beast, then you're a kindergarten. Come on, bring it out. Let's go. Let's move.
It says act of governing or ruling in the 1550s, system by which the thing is governed, especially a state, from old French government, control, direction, administration, modern French government, from governor to steer, be at the helm of, govern, rule, command, direct, from Latin, governaire, to direct, rule, guide, govern, originally to steer to pilot, meaning governing power in a given place is from.
And the meant is mind control. Mind control. Somebody told me that, you just made that up. You read 90 some books. Yeah, right. But you got to know how to decipher things, you know? So let's go back to Revelation.
This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy.
The word blasphemy means to speak evil of the Most High, profane speaking. You know that Esau Edom, he spoke profane speaking against the Most High by claiming that he is the Most High. We're going to the...
If you call the Most High other than his true name, you're blaspheming. You call him Christ, Jesus, Jehovah, God. You know, that's why we say, when we say the name Yahweh, who is ignorantly known as Christ. We qualify everything. We don't be saying Most High Christ. When we do the Pope salute, we ain't saying no Most High Christ bless. If I tell you to do that, leave, don't come back. Do your own thing. Come on.
The word blasphemy in a Merriam-Webster dictionary, it means the act of insulting or showing contempt or lack of reverence for the Most High. It says the act of claiming the attributes of a deity.
So Edom claimed the attributes of Yahweh Shah by saying that the Israelites are everything but so-called black. You know, he destroyed the images of us, judges, and he put up images of so-called white people, which is the conflict. He destroyed our images and portrayed the Israelites to be white.
This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 2. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard.
Now this leopard is the beginning of Esau Edom rulership. The leopard is symbolic to the Greeks. That notable horn in Daniel's 8th chapter is Alexander the Great. And you go into the word leopard, it's symbolic to like swiftness. And when Esau came to power, you know, he took over nations in a fast time fashion. And also, if you go into history, you got like 4 generals like Seleucid. They wore like leopard helmets and leopard skin around their neck.
I got it. This is First Maccabees.
If you go to the Museum of Natural History, the Middle East section, I don't know if it's still up there, there's this bust of Alexander who has a leopard, took a leopard, chopped the head off, dug it all out, made it into a hat and wore it. So if you want to take a trip down there with your girl, you'll find it, you know? So they know that, the historians know that one of the animalistic signs that Alexander went by is a leopard. He's also known as the goat, right?
This is First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 1. It reads, it says, and it happened after that, Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came came out of the land of Chittim, had smitten Darius, king of the
I'm going to ask
Persians.
y'all the question. I know y'all don't got the answer. Y'all got the answer. What is Chittim, the land of Chittim, being called today? Uh-oh.
Shit.
Did you hear that? You think IUIC can answer that question? I don't think so. Come on, let's go. Good.
It says, had smitten Darius, king of the Persians, and Medes, that he reigned in his stead the first over Greece, and made many wars and won many strongholds, and slew the kings of the earth.
Alexander the Great king's power, dominated. Oh, yeah, great power. As we read earlier, leopard symbolic to swiftness. So he supposed and put
Tell me a little bit about Alexander the Great. How smart was he? How knowledgeable was he? What did he know? What didn't he know? How did he treat the Israelites? How did he treat the other nations?
He was told that he was spoken about in the Bible. So he had favor in this.
Okay.
And
There was something that made him believe. What happened?
He had a dream.
He had a dream. And who did he see in the dream?
So the Israelites arrayed in a
He
certain
saw
color.
the priest. He saw the head priest, and he saw the priest behind him, all in white. And then they said, the head priest said, you saw that because you were this guy. She said, you were the guy, Daniel 7, Daniel 8. So he knew he was the chosen guy. And by the way, they knew that there was a movie put out in the 60s on Alexander, which was a great movie. The part where they fought against the Persians, they really got Persian Elamite actors to play them.
It's a birth page.
Right, that's the one I'm talking about. Yep. And I showed it in the school when we used to have the school before it was raining. I was showing the movie, right? So one time I showed it, no, that was on the Saturday when it was raining. We showed the movie. So Ariana came in, right? And he said, what's that? Because Ariana told me about the movie, right? So I said, I watched the movie, that's what I showed the brother. Ariana came in and said, what y'all watching? Alexander the Greek? Who's telling y'all to watch that? I remember it like it was, and he sat down and watched the rest of the movie. So in the movie, the actors that portrayed the Persian and Medes were actually Elamites. So they know the history. What else? There's a couple of things. In the movie, they knew that Alexander, out of Philip Macedonia's line, was going to come out a great leader. And his father wanted to be that guy, but there was, I think it was crows or something that landed, whatever roof that they landed on, the guy was going to be there according to their prophecy. So when Philip of Macedonia saw the, I believe it was crows, if you go into history, seagulls, crows, whatever, they landed on Alexander's house when he was being born, and the father knew this is the guy. This is the guy. I'm not the guy. I wanted to be the guy. He knew he wanted to be that guy. He wanted to be Alexander. And he found out that was the guy, and he kind of hated his son. And he hated his mother. When you go into the history. So Esau knows, man. Anything that we go into the ancient world, and we say the Moabites to this, Esau knows that they're the Moabites. Come on, let's go.
I'm going to jump to verse 7.
Well, the Bible said there's no secret you can hide from.
That's right. Esau knows everything. Everything that you know, Esau been you about.
They're our brother, but our wicked brother.
No, that's right.
They're the closest to us.
That's right.
I'm going to jump to verse 7. It reads, so Alexander reigned 12 years and then died. He's going into how fast he became. 12 years. All right, going back to Revelation.
What did he do before he died? Or when he conquered everybody? He cried. He cried. He wept.
Because there was no more worlds to conquer.
Where'd you get that from that movie?
No, but you said it
that's
before,
That's a true statement. It's an actual statement.
Hey, can you do the accent?
Yeah, my man.
I can't do the accent.
Yeah. And he got sick. And why did he get sick? Because the Most High used him for what he used. Right. He said, I'm going to make you take over the whole world, and I'm going to sit this on you. And he tried to heal himself, but he couldn't. Why? Because the Most High laid it on him, man. He said, your job is to take over the whole known world, so I can take you out and have the 4 generals take your place.
Expect what kind of wickedness?
Exactly. Proverbs 29:16 goes hand in hand with First Maccabees 1, I think it's around 7. That's why they took. That's the reason why they took out the Maccabees, because it names names. You know, it names Philip of Macedonia, it names Alexander, Antiochus Epiphanes. You know, come on.
Going back to Revelation 13, it reads, verse 2, and the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear.
Yeah, it's symbolic to Russia. The Russian national symbol is a bear. The feet represents the end. That's the end of Eastern rulership. Russia is going to play a big part now for society.
It's happening right now. You see what's happening now? Y'all know about Nigeria, right? Now they already got French troops fighting. They fight right now, but they're leaving it out in the news.
How the hell can Russia be one of the 7? Russia is the one the Lord is going to use.
You have to grab the group out there helping in Nigeria. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, that's a Russian. That's a Russian.
The
The French are fighting against the Russians. That's that beat.
The Regurgitate says that Russia is one of the 7.
Oh, you know what?
How the hell can Russia be
Not
one
one
of
of
the
the
7?
7. Not one of the 7. You got that from the 7.
Regurgitation.
Yep, regurgitation. Come on, let's go.
Also, the book of Ezekiel 38 chapter speaks about how Russia will be a leader to every nation.
Be a God.
God, leader. They're going to give them like resources to fight.
They suspended all the debt that the Russian, that the African nations owed them, all the grades, everything. They suspended everything. You don't owe us nothing. We got a clean slate. And we're going to give you military cooperation. We're going to train your soldiers. We're going to do this. We're going to do that.
And the Russians are booming right now. Yep. For some European and EU nations, they're buying behind the Americans' back. Yeah. That's why ultimately they're going to shoot missiles in it.
Because they buying that oil from Russia.
Yeah, they didn't listen to America no more.
Putin can't stand Russia. America. Putin can't stand America.
Germany is suffering.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 2. It reads, and the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet was the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion.
The mouth of a lion represents Britain. The mother of America. America came out of Great Britain.
It reads, and the dragon gave him his power.
The dragon represents the ancient Roman Empire. The dragon gave the beast his power by the beast following the philosophies, the culture, the art of ancient Rome.
Right. It reads, and his seat and great authority.
The Roman Empire, they had great power. The book of Daniel 7 chapters speaks about he had that great iron teeth. And you know, iron is a strong metal. That's how you use the iron to devour the nations.
Verse 3, and I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death.
Yeah, the ancient Roman Empire came out of power. And that led into the Byzantine Empire, which was ran by Israelites. To name some few kings, you had Septimius Severus. You also had Constantine the Great. These are just like kings.
What about before Septimius Severus? Come on now. When you been secret disciple of IUIC, that's what they say. First, the Israelite king. Caesar was Septimius Severus in 193 AD. No, it was way before that. Who was the first Israelite that ruled that sat on the throne of the Roman Empire? Nerva. All right? When did Nerva come on the scene?
92 AD, somewhere.
96 AD, 98 AD.
I was off for a year.
Then you had the king from that point on was all Jacob. All Jacob. 5 good emperors. No? Throw it up in there, brother. So you going way Wait, we're talking about the first Jake. The first Jake. That's what second Ezra 11 and second Ezra 11 and second Ezra 12 is all about. The 12 ring, the 12 winged feathers on the body of the eagle was the Edomite rulership from Julius to Domitian, and then Jake took over. So when you read it, like Bishop Nader read it, because he doesn't know the breakdown. He doesn't know the breakdown. Because Ariel never taught him, and Ariel never taught him. Why do you think Ariel never taught him? Because Ariel didn't know. The Spirit wouldn't work with Ariel to break that down. He tried to break it down, he broke it down wrong. They both say it's talking about American Rome, it's talking about America. It has nothing to do with America. Second Ezra 11 and second Ezra 12, and from the rulership of Julius Caesar to Domitian Caesar, and that's the end of those books. Alright? That's what it's talking about. So the first Jake that ruled was a man by the name of Nerva, 96 to 98 AD.
Revelation chapter 13, verse 3. And I saw one of his heads as it was wounded to death.
Mentioned this is when Esau saw the power of the empire. And dark nations came about. Ruled for about 1,000 years.
I'm sorry, brother, I got a question. What is the image?
The image is Rome.
Right, based upon what?
Ancient, like
The New World Order is based upon what? The Roman Empire, right? So Bishop Nate says the image of the picture sees both sides. Now I believe go to the 13th, I think it's around the 13th or 14th verse. 15. That's what I was.
Revelation chapter 13, verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast.
He's saying it sees the both shit. Come on.
That the image of the beast shall both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
You gotta go up to 13.
This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 13. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast.
Barbecue music.
Saying to them that dwell on the earth that they shall make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live.
Read that verse again.
This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 14. And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they shall Revelation chapter 13, verse 14, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live.
How do we know the image of the beast? Because it had a wound by a sword and live. When the season Bogier had been killed and come back to life. So that kills with General Nathaniel Garcia. And he'll still teach it. He watches our videos. But his prime won't allow him to change it, man. Because he would have to admit that my teachers are GMS. I'm a secret disciple of the men of GMS. He ain't gonna never admit that shit. Well, he did admit it with Cornelius. He got kicked out because of Cornelius thing. Go ahead.
Part of the image that this system upholds is that they have a capital hill, they have a Senate house, which goes back to the ancient Roman Empire. And look at the infrastructure of the government. When you go to Washington, D.C., downtown Washington, D.C., also, certain infrastructure when you go to Midtown Manhattan. You know, they have the infrastructure of the Roman Empire. Pillars. And the main thing that Wall Street, when you go back to Roman pillars. And then they also have acres to gold, which goes back to ancient Egypt, but you know, But when you go into the meat of it, the ancient Roman Empire, they had a Senate House. They had something called Capitol Hill. You know, America had
Capitol Hill. Capitol Hill is in Washington D.C. The Romans had Capitol Line Hill.
Capitol Line. Also, you have the Democrats and the Republicans. Back then it was called the plebeians and the patricians. So it was the same thing. This different name reincarnated. That's how we know that's the image of the beast, which is the fourth, which is the ancient Roman Empire.
And them stadiums represent the Colosseum. Same format.
Also the stadiums, also the gladiatorial games like NFL football, bread and circus, which is also boxing, gladiatorial games. So that go back to bread and circus. But nowadays they call it, instead of bread and circus, they call it welfare and entertainment.
That's true. That's true. That's true. That's true.
Yeah, but that's.
Give the man a hand. Come on.
And the Statue of Liberty was what's called as well.
Say again?
The Statue of Liberty. The Statue of Liberty. A Roman goddess. Libertas.
More information for you. See, you ain't gonna see us marching down the street. Yeah, we don't need 2,000. We're teaching you, brothers, so you can teach.
I got a question. Didn't the Flavian dynasty create the Colosseum?
Yeah, they wanted to build because they were talking like they're talking about America now. America dead. Nobody respects America. That's what they were saying before this guy, their father, Vespasian came. Before that, they had the year of the 4 seasons.
Yeah.
People were saying Roman Empire is dead, it's dead. So they had to build it back up. So they had what's called a public work. And the public work was the Roman Colosseum, which at that time was called the Flavian Colosseum. I think it was the Flavian Amphitheater. Look it up. Go to the Roman Colosseum. Go to the history, and I'll guarantee you it's going to say the original name for it is the Flavian Colosseum. And the reason why they did that was to build Rome back up, because they had the games. Listen, go ahead.
Real quick, this is First Maccabees 8, verse 15. It says, "Moreover, they had made for themselves a Senate house, wherein 320 men sat in council daily, consulting always for the people, to the end that they might be well ordered."
I think it's 435 Senate men. 435.
Well, the Congress is 435. The Senate is 100. Go ahead, read it, brother. Go ahead.
It says, what is the Colosseum original name? The Flavian Amphitheater.
What did I just say? Am I good or what? Are you taking notes?
Yes. Oh, I thought you were talking to me. I was like, yes.
How did you get all this knowledge? I Googled the word. Spirit. I had a word, a white man says a word, I Google that shit, man. Get all the information. I don't go out there and buy a book. I Google that shit. Go ahead, Al.
Remember, I did some studies on Nero, proving that he was drunk. These are part of that definition too. As it says, Domus Aurea was a great palace built under the orders of Nero after the fire of Rome. But even before that, it said Nero was into sports, chariot racing, which he rigged, just like courtesy. But anyway, he also was big into building development, just like Trump is major building.
Yeah, because he attended some of the UFC, the last UFC he was there. There was another one, the first one in Madison Square Garden. He was down, he was there. Boxing match with Tyson. He was there. That's it. That's it. That's Nero.
He tried to buy an NFL team back in the day.
Yeah, well, he tried to make his own version of it.
And that series,
make his own league.
And the series Billions, the dude Bobby Axelrod, he was trying to own a team like the NFL, and they was like, on this day and age, it's like being knighted. There's some type of club or whatever, it's like them being knighted, but that's just for the series, right?
Yeah, but they show you. They let you know, brother. You saw it. Puts it out there. Come on, let's go. Back into the Revelation.
Go back to verse 9.
No, go back to where you left off.
All right, this is the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 3. And I saw one of his heads as were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed.
Deadly wound was healed. That's going into the Renaissance. Renaissance means rebirth. So the Renaissance was going into the revival, the birth of ancient Greece and Rome culture.
It says, and all the world wandered after the beast.
Yeah, everyone was admired at Esau's power, him being in rulership. Through his sword, he lived. So people looked up to him, worshiped him.
Revelation 13 and 4, and they worshiped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast, and they worshiped the beast.
Yep, they worshiped him by following his laws, his order, his culture, his religion, all the different philosophies. People worship him.
Saying, who is like unto the beast?
Yeah, because Esau, he looked at as the Most High. People look at Esau like he's undefeated and he's untouchable.
It reads,
our people believe it, but it's lies.
Still believe it. 2023, it's still believe it.
That's what they'll read. The scriptures tell you, but people just follow blind.
Lord got him blind.
Precept. Isaiah 14, verse 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut? Yeah. It says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? Yeah, heaven is symbolic for rulership, because this is a prophecy that is yet to come to pass. But the so-called white man, which is Lucifer, the word Lucifer means light bearer. All right, that's why they call themselves the Illuminati. Okay, because they bear the light and wickedness. All right, but the true Lucifer, the true so-called Illuminati is Yahweh Shah and his men, the elect of the nation of Israel. All right, and he's exalted. He's exalted in his kingdom because this is his time to rule. And all these other nations, they followed after the ways of Esau, the so-called white man. How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? Yeah, the so-called white man, he's going to be cut down to the ground when Yahweh Shah takes him out of his rulership. All right, and he weakened the nations because he had the nations under his feet. Just to add on to what he was reading about how the so-called white man is looked at as a god. Okay.
I'm reading it again. This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 4. And they worshiped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast, and they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast, who is able to make war with him.
People saying, who is able to make war with the so-called white man?
Verse 5, and there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things.
Given unto him a mouth speaking great things. And that mouth is going to burn.
And blasphemies and power was given unto him.
Yeah, so power was given unto the Merc. Merc comes from Great Britain. And they exercised all the lifestyles, the philosophies of ancient Rome. As we mentioned earlier, going to the architect, the buildings, if you go around the court or lower Manhattan, you see all the buildings look like ancient Rome are working on those buildings. You got the pillars, it's going back to Rome.
Follow the regular calendar. You follow the holidays. Revelation 22, it says they hold on the dragon, that old serpent.
I can't hear him.
Revelation 20 and 2. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. And that's when the Israelites went into rulership. They were called the ancient Roman Empire. And it says they cast him into the bottomless pit and shut him up and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, because why they went into the caves, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled, and after that he must be loosed a little season. This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 5. And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 40 and 2 months.
That's going into 350 years when the Israelites were in captivity, so hardcore bondage. That's when we were spiritually dead, but destroyed how by Shah was awake. Elder Abba Bivens, which is Elijah the prophet. He brought us back, destroyed how by Shah by teaching how
speak on something.
Everybody had their hands up?
Go speak on it.
There's a book. It's called The Medieval Empire of the Israelites.
Another way of saying it's the Dark Ages. Dark Ages. Somebody look up the word Dark Ages. And watch what Esau is going to say. That was a time where we really, nothing was really happening. Yeah, nothing was really happening with them.
I remember that in school, like in 5th grade.
Yep.
They were saying like Dark Ages were like, I remember they said there was no innovation.
No enlightenment.
No enlightenment.
Esau.
Yeah.
Jake was ruling shit. The Moors and all, they were making shit happen, man.
No? That's a good book.
Let's leave it up there long enough so General Mutayala can write it down.
This book here, this is used for $100, but original, brand new, they want $1,000 for it. They don't want you to they don't want you to have this history. Because what Jake is going to spend that $1,000 on a book.
We don't need to buy the books, we already know.
But it's called,
that just confirms it.
It's called The Medieval Empire of the Israelites. So you go into the book, I open it up, certain parts, you got Jakes with the medieval armor on, going like this, showing their eyes and going like that's where they got that from.
Yeah.
And they had the swords in their hands. Knights had the swords in their hands. And they had the swords in their hand, they had the horses, garnets, and some of the horses had pure gold on. Some of their garments had the armor was pure gold, you know? But that was for sure because gold is softer than metal. So you can't really use gold in the
Well, the Romans were great because the metal that they used the most was iron. To make weapons and shields. Gold is just for looks.
This book is $532 used, paperback, hardcover. They want $1,000 brand new. So they don't want you to have this history. Who would spend $1,000 on this book?
They've done a Source magazine as well.
Somebody got a definition?
Dark Ages, right? This Wikipedia says the Dark Ages is a term for the early Middle Ages or occasionally the entire Middle Ages in Western Europe as the fall. As the fall, right after the fall of the Western Roman Empire that characterizes it as marked by economic, intellectual, and cultural decline.
Read that again, please.
I got you, yep. It says the Dark Ages is a term for early Middle Ages or occasionally the entire Middle Ages in Western Europe after the fall of the Western Roman Empire that characterizes it as marked by economic, intellectual, and cultural decline.
Yeah, because they said they wasn't. No, it was talking about they wasn't benefiting from it. Yeah. So they said, fuck them niggas. They were running shit. They were prospering. You know, the Moors and all that, man. The Moors gave a lot to the world.
Yeah, that's right.
So they were saying, no, we don't recognize. That's what they're saying. Yeah. I'm going to say this right now. This video right now is an instant classic.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to damn sure put it on my page.
Hell yeah.
Put it on your page. This video right here, put it on all your pages, man. Because this is a classic right here, man. It's a classic, brother. Tell me it ain't a classic.
Oh, yeah.
We ain't even finished it.
Going in the books.
See, we getting deep. We getting deep. Right about now.
Hey, to back you up,
I'm going to get you a little bit.
Who made no account of his labors.
Right.
That's why all the years of the Moors to Esau is nothing. Yeah. Scriptures say who made no account of his labors.
Intellectual decline, my ass.
Intellectual decline.
But his ass.
This is a society that's
Remember, Esau talks in code.
Yeah.
They say certain things, but you got to be on that code to understand it.
Well, what is this society? Is it not intellectually declined?
Yeah. Remember the Renaissance man we ran into?
Oh yeah, he ran.
In the museum, he ran. Because I said, which is I think you said iconoclasm, he didn't know. And I said, what was the Renaissance all about? And he kind of gave me some bullshit. I said, no, the Renaissance is about taking down black images and putting up white images, and he ran down the street. I said, where you going?
I was there.
Oh, you was there. A couple of y'all was there. You was there. You was there. Our brother Yahawada from Hawaii, he was there. And we took him to the museum, brother. How he at? When he saw all them relics, he said, oh shit! Oh goddamn, oh shit!
Right.
Go ahead.
Real quick, I remember reading about like the term night, and that kind of blew me away. The term night really referred to the knights being dark skinned, you know, and that was like right in front of your face, you know, like damn.
That's where they get the phrase "God bless you," because during the Black Death, the 2/3 of the population was dying. So the first symptom was consistent sneezing. So I believe it was Pope Gregory the First.
Around your neck. Ring around the rosy.
Ring around the rosy. That's what the song goes back to. But Pope Gregory the First, he issued out a decree to put a blessing over the people, because once they seen the symptoms of you sneezing, they assumed you was gonna die. So he said, put a blessing over the people. So now when people sneeze, you say, God bless you.
How the hell is Esau?
In German, they say Gesundheit. God bless you.
They show that on a movie.
And Jake's are the original Germans. A lot of them Germans that you see, a lot of them is Jake. There was a point where Jake was just running Germany. And when Esau came in, they pushed Jake out. But a lot of them left their seed. Like if you go back to Joe Louis, he fought a German guy that beat him and knocked him out, named Max Mellon. I believe he was a Jake. When you read the history on this guy, he said, I know how to beat Joe Louis, but I'm not going to tell. Now, you know who told him how to beat Joe Louis? Jack Johnson. Because Jack Johnson wanted to be a part of that entourage, but he said, you too controversial. So Jack Johnson said, y'all know Jack Johnson, right?
Yes.
Jack Johnson said, you know, I'm going to go to the other side and tell them all the secrets. Because he was a master analyst in boxing. He said, Joe, every time he throws a jab, his hand goes down, just hit him with the overhand right. He hit him with it, he couldn't figure it out. Joe came back and demolished the dude. You heard this scream that he hit him with he came up in there and just bam, hit him with the shot hand. You heard this scream like, ah! They took him to the hospital, that mother was all broken up. Bones he's all fucking ribs broke, back broke. Well, after that, Max Mellon became good friends with Joe, and when Joe was down on his luck, guess who was sending him money? Max Mellon. Max Mellon loved Joe. Frank Sinatra loved Joe so much that he was a spokesman for Pat Blue Ribbon Bear, and they would pay him. They would pay Frank Sinatra, and Sinatra said, "Don't even give me, just send it right to Joe." So there was a lot of Edomites that admired Joe. Man, Frank Sinatra was a Jake. Frank Sinatra was a Jake. He was a Jake. Yep.
The mafia loved him too.
He was up. He was Sicilian. Mafia's number niggas.
Yeah.
He was Sicilian. No, he's a Jake. He's a Jake.
Yeah, this dude, Carlo Gambino was a Scarfather.
Makes sense. Makes sense. That's what the movie Godfather
was about. Yeah.
Scene where he said, "You can act like a man." That was supposed to be
Carlo Gambino.
That's supposed to be Frank Sinatra.
They're in a picture together. Carlo and Frank.
That word kazuta you mentioned, they mentioned that in the movie Mannequin too. You know the mannequin's supposed to be from the medieval time, and the dude said the dude sneezed and he said bless you something, and then she was like kazuta. That's what I remember that word.
Bless you, God bless you, and God bless you in German. Let's get back into the breakdown, man. We want to go home and eat.
Revelation chapter 13, verse 5. And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 40 and 2 months. And he opened his mouth and blasphemed against the Most High to blaspheme his name.
That's all Catholic Church, religions.
Catholic Church.
And his tabernacle.
He's talking about Israel.
And them that dwell in heaven.
And what the Job 9:24, you cover the face of the judges thereof. You are codified, destroying our images, betraying those sides.
Brother just read it, called a period of intellectual decline. But nothing.
Verse 7, and it was given unto him to make war for the saints.
It was given unto him to make war for the saints. Because what the Daniel talk about how he saw the way out the saints through harmful slavery. And this great kingdom that we live in was built on the blood, sweat, and tears of the Israelites.
And to overcome them, and power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations.
Yep. The earth was given to the hand of wickedness. He is the ruler of the earth. The serpent, because the triumphant of the wicked is short, is for the moment. And this is the last heathen roost. You know, like the book of Daniel speaks about how Nebuchadnezzar had a dream about the statue. We're currently at the part iron and the part clay. That backs up at the end. Remember how we prayed about the bed? So that all ties in. That shows that we're in this situation.
It told us that the rock came and destroyed the whole
This is verse 8. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him.
Yep, all shall worship him by following his orders and his culture. New world order.
Take that chip.
Yep.
Whose names are not written in the book of life.
That's going to 2/3 of the nation of Israel because they're going to bow down to Esau as the apostle said and take his chip. The microchip, the mark of the beast. There's consequences if you take that. Read about that in the next chapter. They're going to destroy you.
And these other camps that are teaching contrary to what we're teaching, they're going to be ashamed of that thing. They actually set up in the chicken stations. Their people are going to run to them for answers. They ain't going to have no answers. They got two answers. Go ahead and take it, meaning they sold out, or they got to admit that GMS is right. Everybody going to be like, where's the GMS camp at?
It reads, whose names are not written in the book of life of the land slain from the foundation of the world. Verse 9, if any man have an ear, let him hear.